If you're looking for Magic cards, look no further than Flipside Gaming. They have all the latest Magic singles and product that you need to actually leave the house and battle in Magic the Gathering. And right now, if you would like to save 10% on your orders from Flipside Gaming, use the promo code CGB at checkout. That is promo code CGB. Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and this is the free-to-play account, episode 2. So, here we go. We've got quests, we've got a deck that we can earn, we've got housekeeping to do. We have your comments. Easily, the comment that, and I asked for this, it's totally fine, but the controversial comment for sure, split almost down the middle in reaction, is whether or not young CGB can afford the welcome bundle. And there were enough people who just couldn't help but point out that it's not free to play if I pay money, and that it would therefore be a total contradiction, and I would be a hypocrite, horrible, probably die in a fire. That I cannot purchase the welcome bundle. I've been shut down. But I will say that I do believe everybody should. If you can't get $5 to get a better head start on the game than I will have here in these videos, then go rake some leaves or something. Get yourself $5. It's gonna be fine. Ask mommy and daddy for it. I don't know. Do what you gotta do. And then there was another point of interestingness. Oh yeah, let's go try redeem code. Some people said that Play Ravnica is still a live code. So let's see if Play Ravnica gets us 3 free booster packs of Ravnica. Guilds of Ravnica, that would be. Yes, it does work. Excellent. 3 free packs. All right, claim. Now, if you can't tell already, the comments on my channel are full of very smart people who probably put a lot of time, effort, thought, or just general play the game so much kind of knowledge into it that they have an idea of how somebody should start the game in perfectly optimal fashion. And this is where our next bit of housekeeping comes from. You will earn a deck every day by doing a quest. It's generated at random what deck you will receive. As you see, if we do our quest today, we get a black and red deck. All right. Now, the contents of these decks are known. It is posted. I prefer to look at the Magic Arena wiki, or as you can check it out, there'll probably be a link in description for you. The Magic Arena fandom.com/wiki/starting_decks, which shows the contents for all of these decks. These well-meaning, very knowledgeable people in comments pointed out over and over and over and over again that some of these decks contain cards that I crafted. For example, these decks do contain Lightning Strike, and these decks do contain Ghitu Lavarunner. I'm going to explain my reasoning for why I crafted them anyway. It is because I'm not going to play this account every single day. I am trying to put myself in the shoes of somebody with a job, a family, with limited time, not a full-time Magic player or a player who can always make time on a regular basis. I'll be checking into this account every 2 or 3 days to try to knock out the quests for that day. And because I will only be earning a deck like every couple of days instead of every single day, I don't want to wait until I unlock the playsets of these to have a competitive deck. I think that the core of the deck and what is needed to compete are some of these cards that I've already crafted, so I don't have a lot of regret about that. If you plan to come out with this game guns blazing, playing every day, you should review the link that I'll put in description, the Magic Arena Wikia list of cards that are on that list that you will get from unlocking pre-constructed decks. And you should not craft those cards. You can save your wild cards for something else if you wish to do that. So some people seem very angry. Maybe angry is the wrong term, or just disappointed. They felt that I need to re-record the guide in the video. I'm not going to do that. I will explain this one time, I hope. I will not always be the most optimal player when it comes to the economy. I will try to give you tips and tactics. I referred you in the last one to the Going Optimal in Magic Arena guide on Channel Fireball, and I've explained here that there is a place where you can look up those deck contents if you want to, and you plan to play every day and don't want to waste a single wild card ever. I will not always be perfectly optimal. My approach with these guides is to try to show you how I would play the game on limited time and no budget. And if that is of interest to you and you like it, then good. I hope it helps you out. I've had a lot of positive feedback as well, saying that the guides really help them. So if that's you, awesome. This is for you. If you've already maximized your grinding in Arena and you're watching it for the sweet commentary and gameplay, that's totally cool. You're welcome to do it. I may not always be as optimal as you think I should be, but I'm okay with that. And as you can see from our first video, we were able to win games to complete our pack quests quicker, so I don't have a lot of regret. So that's what I hope that explains some things and can answer a lot of the comments on the last video very quickly. Let's open these Guilds of Ravnica packs and see what we get. There isn't too much great for mono red, but maybe some sweet wild cards will help us out. There's a Blood Operative. It's a nifty little rare, but I doubt I'll use it very much, maybe at some point. These are all just kind of okay cards, and our rare card is a Response Resurgence, which we could actually play in mono red because of the dual red and the cost, and does 5 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. That may be better than some cards we currently run. And here we have a Molder Hulk, a Circuitous Root, a Hatchery Spider, not a very good rare, kind of exciting, but not a great one. All right, let's move back to the home screen. Let's look at our quests. We want to re-roll a quest and try to make a 750. Right now we have this one that we get for casting red spells, which is excellent, or this one that we get for casting creature spells. This black and green one I would definitely prefer to turn into a 750 of some other type. So let's see what we get. All 500s. Okay, cast 20 white or green spells. This will probably go until our next play session, and then we'll get to re-roll it again. It's always good to have a quest that you can re-roll, so don't feel bad about not doing every single quest. We also have some booster packs to earn. I'm going to look and see if Response Resurgence fits into this deck right now. I do want to try out the Diamond Mare and try out the Encyclopedia. It sounds pretty interesting to me. Maybe it's better than Spitflame, but I do have a Dragon, which is kind of a one-off combo and almost a limited type combo. Nah, I think I'll keep the deck as it is instead of worrying about slipping a Response Resurgence in there. We'll see how poorly I do. I still don't want to take this to an event yet. I may as well do ranked, as ranking up could get us some packs at the end of the season. And we're still in bronze, so playing against equal-ish decks is still a possibility. Well, the experiment cards are here to be experimented with. Let's give it a try. Why not? Why the heck not? Such a non-bow themselves. I don't gain a life for playing my Encyclopedia. And it looks like we might be in the mirror, which is also exactly what I was looking for. So, Fanatical Firebrand. Rekindling Phoenix is a good draw. Alright, I'm going to hold my Firebrand back. I'm going to try to show how to play Firebrand versus Firebrand nonsense, which is just sit on your activation. No need to turn it sideways. For the opponent, they're going to want to attack me. And if they attack me, then I will either block with Firebrand or not. It's also possible we just want to keep the Firebrand sitting on the battlefield. Still, Shock and Firebrand can team up on a Diamond Mare. Alright, so they're black and red. Little different. Little bit different. Here is Carnival. Alright, probably not the way you want to do it, but you still get 2 damage to me. Yeah, I guess this is fine because Carnival does me a damage. Firebrand does me a damage. Or does the Carnival fizzle? Okay, Carnival fizzles. It's not like Expansion Explosion. If the target is removed, the 1 damage does not go to the permanence controller because it's part of the same text line. And I've been skewered. Alright, looks like that life gain is going to matter. So, run it out there. Name red. Now the opponent at least has to target the Diamond Mare with a removal spell. So it's like it gained 3 life either way, but if they let it live, it will gain more life. Alright, they say go. Let's run out the Pilgrim. Gain a life from that. We could have also gone Lavarunner, have Wizard's Lightning available, but I don't think that's important. The Lightning Strike, that's too late though. We do gain a life. And the opponent takes 3. So, a little bit of a timing issue there. I don't think I would have let my opponent gain an extra life. You never know, it might matter. Now for this turn, I'm definitely going to cast the Rekindling Phoenix. It's a very good card. It often takes 2 removal spells to deal with from an opposing red deck. So here's the bird. And we'll see what the opponent can do about it. They have a Pilgrim to worry about, and now they have a Rekindling Phoenix, which if it dies, it makes an egg. And then, so if they are shooting it, they have to shoot the Phoenix, then they have to shoot the egg. And they have to do it within the same turn cycle, which can be awkward. So now, we do have an option here where we could play Ghitu Lavarunner, Wizard's Lightning, and Lightning Strike, and attack with everything. That's a big flashy play. I don't think our opponent has more creatures. They would have played them by now. I do think they might have a lightning, like 2 lightning things to kill this Phoenix, but I don't mind emptying my hand and trying to do a bunch of damage here. If they're not going to have creatures, I may as well hit them as hard as I can. Now, in order for our Lavarunner to have haste, we have to play the Lightning Strike and the Wizard's Lightning before we attack. So, right now. Right now. And again. Here they come. All right, the opponent using a Carnival here. Interesting that they didn't cast it last turn to make us discard cards. And they're down to 2 with a Viashino Pyromancer, and they shoot themselves with it. So we got our opponent on that one. They drew a few more lands and didn't have a powerful haymaker like a Rekindling Phoenix. And bronze 1. Here we go. And we got the Chaos and Mayhem deck. So let's claim our prizes. And let's go check out this deck. It does contain shocks, so we didn't have to craft all those shocks. It's another example there. We didn't craft the Instigator. It came with that, but now I suppose we should have 4. Murder is interesting. 4 copies of Active Treason, which sometimes is good in the deck, certain metas. Another Rekindling Phoenix, which is wonderful, and another Siege Gang Commander, which is wonderful. We also get one of these rare lands, Dragon Skull Summit, which we're going to want to hang on to, as I'd love to get into Rakdos someday. But when we go look at our red deck, we definitely want to add the 4th Shock, another Rekindling Phoenix, and another Siege Gang Commander. The Siege Gang Commander is a very strong card. Now, I don't mind keeping these 5-drops. I do think I can trim the Encyclopedia and the Diamond Mare. They had their one shining moment. They can go now. It's okay. They kind of did their thing. We're sort of a mid-range deck. The Pilgrim also looked really good in that game, but I don't think Pilgrim in general is very good. So I'm going to trim it back. What do I have? I have 2 uncommon wild cards. What are the uncommons I want? I could have another Wizard's Lightning, but I think I'm getting one of those from the deck. I don't want people to yell at me again. Oh, what's the new uncommon? Light Up the Stage is a card we could play for card draw instead. Let's look it up. It's a little weird to craft cards from the new set, because the cards from the new set are the things we can most likely open in booster packs. But I'm going to do it anyway. As it's a very fun card. So let's get some of that together. Now, what cards get trimmed when you're lighting up the stage? I think that Spitflame and the other Pilgrim are the easiest things to cut, the first things to go, the weakest cards in the deck. So now I'm sitting on 24 creatures. The worst of them are likely these Goblin Instigators. This Footlight Fiend could easily be another Firebrand, but it's close enough to the same that I'm not concerned right now. Goblin Instigators are not great. Chainwhirler is amazing. Rekindling Phoenix, Charging Monster Sword, Demanding Dragon, and Siege Gang Commander are amazing and can keep us running 24 land for now. Light Up the Stage can even possibly help us get the land we need for them, although when you exile 2 of these and don't have the mana to cast it, it's going to feel bad. Alright, well, I said you could run the yard while you were around, but there's a new kid in town. And that art is freaking great, in my opinion. I'm not an art expert. In fact, normally I barely notice the art. I read the stats on the card and the art is just there. But when I do notice a piece of art, it excites me. His hand has Pyro, Monster, Lightning, sure. Who knows what's going to happen? Adventure. We're going on an adventure. An adventure against vampires, which can be tough. Vampires have a lot of little lifelinky ability. So it's tempting to play the Instigator. If I play the Pyromancer, I can have a Wizard's Lightning available, but against vampires, there aren't that many 3 toughness things. So I'll start off with the Instigator, which can at least, I can trade a token for this Martyr of Dusk, then probably shock the Lifelinker, or possibly Chainwhirler, which Chainwhirler is a beating against these decks. There's a Mentor of the Meek. An attack? Oh, excellent. I would much rather take damage from this attack than have to move this out of the way. Let's go ahead and shock away Mentor of the Meek, so it's not in the way. We're focusing on dealing damage. We don't worry as much about taking damage because our deck is better at dealing damage. So if I have a choice to take damage instead of block, I will do that almost every time until I'm about to die. I need a really good reason to block, and this Martyr can keep coming at me. That doesn't bother me. Now that's bad, and we need a Goblin Chainwhirler, and we haven't drawn one. All right. We don't even have something with 2 toughness, so these little lifelinkers, this is something we need to trade with. So here comes Viashino Pyromancer. Let's do 2 more damage to the opponent, and I'm going to pass the turn, and it feels bad. But I have Wizard's Lightning available if our opponent has an Anthem, like a Legion Lieutenant, to make these bigger. Oh my god. Well, that's not good. Fortunately, they did not have the City's Blessing. Here's the Lieutenant. If they had played that in the other order, it would have been a lot worse. Although we still could have Legion's Lieutenanted in response. The opponent's showing that they know how to make their lifelinkers huge, but here is the Wizard's Lightning. And we can still get some trades here. Do I trade this now or trade this later? Let's see, if they're going to gain the life now anyway. Next turn I could trade 1 token for it instead of 2, and since our opponent still may play a lot more tokens, have ways to make even more tokens, I think it makes sense to save these and take the damage, because I might be able to trade them with another 1/1. The opponent goes back to 20. We do draw our land number 4, which allows for Rekindling Phoenix. If the opponent has a removal spell, I may regret this attack a little bit, but I'm going to make it anyway. I'm going to play aggressive and hope the opponent can't kill the Phoenix. Vampire Sovereign is a 3/4 flyer. It does 3 damage to us and our opponent gains 3 life, but it doesn't kill the Phoenix. And the opponent passes the turn. We drew Goblin Chainwhirler a little bit late. I would love to be able to play the Chainwhirler and the Lightning Strike the same turn. That way I can take out the Sovereign. So I think the play right now is to pass and say go, as weird as it seems. Right now the opponent doesn't have great attacks. I don't have great attacks. So we're sitting back. Wow, that's a good draw. Our opponent will get to draw 4 cards. That's a very good draw. And I think I just have to let it happen. That is the perfect top deck for the moment. Opponents, there's another martyr. Would they like to attack me? No. A Fanatical Firebrand. That can work with Chainwhirler to take out the Sovereign. No, it can't. What am I thinking? It can work with a Lightning Strike to take something like that out. But I still think I want to save the Chainwhirler. If my opponent has another Call the Feast, we're going to want to clean up those tokens. And if they have another Legion's Lieutenant, we'll want the mana open for Lightning Strike to kill it. So the play is to put out our baby little Firebrand and say go, and hope that Phoenix can keep holding down this fort and not get killed. Unbelievable. We are getting absolutely worked right now. So whenever a token gets made, it becomes a 4/4 Angel. So I have to take out this Martyr of Dusk now, so that it doesn't become an Angel after Divine Visitation resolves, and I have to do the same thing for this Martyr with a Lightning Strike, and it's really bad. It's not good at all. Everything about this draw has been a train wreck. Skymarch Bloodletter, though, doesn't work with the Visitation. The opponent's still not quite able to get around that Phoenix. I do want to draw another thing to work with this Chainwhirler to kill something bigger when it comes into the battlefield. As long as the opponent doesn't have great attacks, that's okay. So let's play this Charging Monstrosaur. It can block on the ground. Phoenix can block in the air, but we're still not attacking. Another Bloodletter. All right. Just ticking away at me. I feel the burn. I could try some attacks and see if my opponent makes some bad blocks, but it just doesn't feel like it would work out. So I'm just trying to think if there's any move I can make that would progress the board. I could play my Chainwhirler. I don't know if it's actually going to hit more things, especially now that Divine Visitation is here. Having it as a surprise doesn't seem like it's going to do me much good. So we'll kill those. And I'll attack with Monstrosaur, because with the trample and with the damage already on some of the creatures, Monstrosaur, it's going to be hard to block effectively. So we get to punch for 5. There's a Martyr. When it dies, a 4/4 Angel. The 4/4 Angel still does not get through the Phoenix. And I'm actually glad I played the Chainwhirler last turn, so it doesn't make another Angel. But this isn't enough to kill the opponent. And I don't know how it will get there, to be honest. I don't feel like we are... I feel like we need our opponent to get insanely unlucky. They say good game. They drew Sanctum Seeker. Yeah, that's game over. Because the opponent gets all the triggers from the Sanctum Seeker, and yeah, they drew very well. Our blocks don't matter because we only have 1 flying blocker and they have 3 flying attackers. There is some rank protection for 2 games I think we get before we lose our Bronze 1 status, so at least we took our loss at the right time. Footlight Fiend, Chainwhirler, Wizard's Lightning, Siege Gang. Okay, we can try this hand. At some point we'll be cutting the Siege Gang commanders and the other expensive cards for more aggressive options, but we need to unlock a few more cards before that happens. Little sound effect for the devil. Red and blue lava coil to face off against the fiend. Okay. I could attack with the fiend, but I'd rather trade it for the Lavarunner. I don't think that getting one damage through matters here. Our hand has some of our more powerful cards, but it looks like our opponent might be on a Drake deck. And they keep their cards with Discovery Dispersal, which lets them look at their top two. They can put them in the graveyard or they can keep them. It looks like keep them is the option. Let's see what happens if we attack our opponent with the Fiend. And we'll play a Chainwhirler, which they may kill. And if they do, they get 2 damage on us, but let's at least see what they do. Goblin Chainwhirler not taking anything down with it that turn. That seems like some kind of a run amok type card. Some kind of a pump spell. Maybe a Sure Strike? Run amok would be the nastiest. But I don't need to block here. I can take the damage instead, even though it looks like a good block. Surely the opponent has something to mess with that. If it was just for a Charter Course, then I'm a bit of a fool. But I like leaving up Wizard's Lightning for the next time our opponent runs that play, because then we have a response to it. Besides, this turn I get to attack. Opt from the opponent. You gotta wonder if they're a Niv Mizzet style deck, if they're really that strong. The Ghitu Lavarunner is interesting because it doesn't look that way, but maybe I'm missing something. We'll play the Pyromancer instead of the Chainwhirler so that we have Wizard's Lightning available with the Pyromancer, since it is a wizard. And we'll pass the turn over. Opponent's at 12, we're at 19. So we're getting damage through very well. Here's a Lightning Strike for the Goblin Chainwhirler. And we'll see what our opponent does with their Lavarunner. It looks like they're going to pass the turn. Because of that, I'm going to Wizard's Lightning the Lavarunner, because it's very likely that we get damage in with our Pyromancer and Footlight Fiend with the Lavarunner dead. And with that draw, we also get Charging Monstrosaur, which, that's a house. That is a big beating. The opponent looks like they have a removal spell for the Pyro, but that's a lot of Monstrosaur damage. 2 shocks, okay. Footlight Fiend also gets a damage in. Opponent falls to 6. They need a Beacon Bolt, something that will kill the Monstrosaur nice and easy. They have a Crackling Drake, which can block it. That works too. They'll still take a damage from Trample. We could also play the Chainwhirler so they take 2 damage from Trample, but I don't like that as much. I think that playing the Siege Gang Commander is just fine of a follow-up. A Fiery Cannonade would be sad. But I will take that risk. And we'll see if this new rare that we got from our Chaos and Mayhem deck can steal this game. The opponent has a lot of cards in hand still. I wouldn't be surprised if they can kill the Siege Gang. I'd be disappointed if they could sweep the board. But we have an Enigma Drake and an Electromancer. Okay. Well, let's see. They're at 5, so I can throw 3 goblins at them for the win. So that is what I will do. 2 mana, sacrifice a goblin. You pick your target first, so we'll go face. and the opponent sees what's going on, they will concede. $100 gold from the reward. We are working our way to another booster pack. We have 2 wins for a pack here. 1 more creature spell, and this quest is complete. And remember, it's okay to have this quest available. We can try to turn it into a 750 quest in the near future. All right, so 3 mountains and a nice curve of critters. Works for me. Go, Lavarunner, go, go, go. Oh, don't hurt my Lavarunner. My Lavarunner has work to do. Ah, a Lavarunner of your own. I'm going to try attacking with my Lavarunner. It is called a bluff. And the opponent takes the bluff. They will take 1. So we could light up the stage for 1 here, but I prefer to cast the Instigator and worry about getting more things on the board. I think I'll have plenty of opportunities to use Spectacle in the future. Let's see how the opponent wants to play their red deck. They seem to be trying to decide what to burn. That is usually what the red deck does. All right, Fanatical Firebrand. With the Lavarunner attacking. So if we double block the Lavarunner, like so, if we set up like this, then the opponent can respond by using the Firebrand to kill one of our blockers. So we don't want that. So instead we take the damage. All right, off the top we draw the mountain. So I'll play the mountain and play the Goblin Chainwhirler, get that Firebrand out of our way and have a 3/3 first striker available. The Firebrand will sack and kill one of our goblins, which makes complete sense. It's exactly what they should be doing. And here come our creatures going in for 2 damage. Looks like the opponent has a shock for our Lavarunner, so they still take 1 damage from the token. Now we get to find out if our opponent has a Goblin Chainwhirler as well. It's a lightning strike for our Goblin Chainwhirler and 2 damage from the Lavamancer. Or Lavarunner, and still something here. So let's send in our token. That works. Now let's light up the stage. I think we're at a point where we can play most of the cards we would hit. If we hit another land, we can even play a 5-drop if we reveal one next turn. So let's see what happens. That's a lot of burn. All right, let's play the Lavarunner. Let's do 2 damage to the opponent, and now we have Wizard's Lightning available, but we don't have to cast it now. We have until our next turn with Light Up the Stage. That's how that card works, until the end of your next turn. So here comes a Chainwhirler. I definitely want to make sure I do this right. So we need to hold full control. Chainwhirler hits the stack, trigger goes on the stack, and now we'll Wizard's Lightning the Chainwhirler. Unfortunately, all our things are dead. Yeah, that's very sad. Opponent with a very nice Chainwhirler there. Still 2 mana available with this Lavarunner, or 1 mana. Oh, they have their own Light Up the Stage. How frustrating. How terribly frustrating. Well, we drew our own Light Up the Stage. Do you hear that weirdo Rakdos music? So we have to play this right. We have to play this lightning stage. We have to play this lightning strike before the end of our turn. So let's kill the Lavarunner with it. I'm going to hold the rest of my toys. The opponent will play a Firebrand. If they attack with the Firebrand, there's a chance they can't Spectacle their Light Up the Stage, so they're going to sacrifice it to deal a damage to me. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'd call it kind of a win if I Lightning Strike a Firebrand. This way I might just Lightning Strike what you reveal, but it's 2 Wizards Lightnings. It's interesting as well. Now they have to go face. There's kind of this game we can play where I don't play my creatures so they don't get lightninged, and the opponent has to hit my face instead. Let's light up the stage before we play our mountain. That way if we hit land, we can use it. Instead we hit 2 creatures. So this is it. I don't really... Well, do I want my creatures lightninged? Or do I want my face lightninged? I could just not play them. That's an interesting conundrum. I suppose since I'm at 10, I wouldn't mind this Pyromancer being Wizard's Lightninged. Especially if it's going to take up 3 mana. And especially with Goblin Chainwhirler in the opponent's deck. Yeah, and they're going to go to my face anyway. Another Chainwhirler. Alright. Here's my Firebrand. Here's my attack step. Hit. Alright, let's play the Chainwhirler. We want pressure on the opponent, and it sets up a lethal swing for next turn if the opponent doesn't do anything about it, which keeps them from going to our face, which gives us a better chance to win. And it is a lightning strike, and they do now have to go to the Chainwhirler. So Chainwhirler doing its job. Here's a Lavarunner getting frisky. I think we have to stay frisky ourselves. Let's see. Down to 6. Then down to 5. Then down to 3. Then lethal. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack with the Viashino Pyromancer and say Fanatical Firebrand to block, sack, and go face. And if our opponent draws a brick, if they don't draw a good card, we might be able to win the game if they are still aggressive in this moment. If they stay aggressive in this moment. Let's see what they do. Alright. Here's the block. Here's the damage. And my turn. Now let's see if the oh, well, we got them anyway. We got them anyway. Yeah, there's nothing they can do about it. So good draw, good game. We were able to triumph in the red mirror. And voila! Silver, tier 4. $600 gold in the bank. 3 wins to a pack. Another 100 gold on the stack. And still black or red spells. 8 of them, and we get a core pack. So let's roll. This hand is excellent. Shock, Pyromancer, Chainwhirler, Phoenix. Nice little curve on the draw, why not? Orzhov Guildgate. I wonder what we could be up against. And Forsaken Sanctuary. Okay, here's a Pyromancer. What are you up to? Esper Control, with very slow land, I think. Get him. Cast down will kill off the Pyromancer. To keep the pressure on, we're definitely going to play the Chainwhirler, even though it doesn't kill anything or whirl very much. The animation's pretty sweet, though. They did a good job adding that. Chainwhirler is such a ferocious beast. Ooh, Notion Rain. The opponent will take 2 damage and then draw 2 cards. I'm hoping that they built around Kaya's Wrath, not cards like Vraska's Contempt, and we see them putting a Settle the Wreckage in the graveyard. Hopefully, exiling this Rekindling Phoenix becomes a problem. A reason to put a Settle the Wreckage in the graveyard would probably be if you have another. So that is going to be something we'll be considering while trying to damage our opponent but protect our Phoenix at the same time. And they do say go. So I like attacking with just the Chainwhirler. If the opponent takes the damage, that is fine. They have this mana open. We'll try for another Phoenix. It might be countered. It is not countered. Oh boy. What is happening? Another Notion Rain discarded. A Chemist's Insight cast. I could shock here, but I like holding the shocks. I don't like the opponent to have an idea of the burn count. And I do believe I will get them to tap out later. Okay, well, they got one of the shocks anyway. And they still have mana open for Settle the Wreckage, which is a fun card to play around, let me tell you. Demanding Dragon? That's 5 damage. If they counter it, though, they die. So they have to take it. Holy crap. That is a huge draw. What a dragon. And the concession. Yeah, we finally got to see Demanding Dragon shine. So next up is a mystery card. Let's see if we can go win ourselves a mystery card. That hand has too many lands and too few spells. So it is a mulligan. Anytime you see 5 lands with this deck, it is probably a bad hand. That has 1 land, but it's actually better. And with our scry, I'm going to try to find another one. Yay! Yep, that's a much better hand for this style of deck. And our opponent's coming right out with a mountain of their own, a Firebrand of their own. And here's my Firebrand. But I'm not attacking with mine. We'll again play the Firebrand game. My monkey stares at your monkey. So if the opponent sacrifices to target me, that's to get Spectacle. Okay. Maybe they intend to light up a stage. But their Firebrand went down for kind of free. And they exile 2 1-drop cards, a Skewer the Critics and another Firebrand. Let's see if they have a mountain or not. If they don't have a land, okay. I was getting optimistic. My bad. And now what does Firebrand do? Not much. So I guess I don't mind too much if Firebrand wants to kill my tokens, but let's see if they let me get a damage through or not. Or if they trade. Here's a block. And no? Maybe? Okay. I accept. And okay, so they absorbed damage and then chose to do a face damage. So their mission in life is face. So with the Skewer the Critics, I don't want to put out something that's an easy target. Or maybe I do if their mission in life is face. It's risky to play the Instigator when they could have Goblin Chainwhirler. But if they do that, they lose their Skewer the Critics. So I'll go for it. Shocking face and skewering face. It's going to be one of those games. The opponent is trying to count to 20, but they are on 2 lands with no board presence. That favors us a bit. Let's just hope they don't chain whirl. And I think I have to play really aggressive and try to take advantage of this opening to catch up. So we're hoping they miss some land drops. They have a Lavarunner. Okay. Well, I have a shock. Hit. Got there. The opponent's going to have to start using their removal on our creatures if they can't play a Chainwhirler. And the shock is going face. They only know one way to run. There's only one way for this player to rock. There's Chainwhirler. That's not what we wanted to see. All right. So the question is, can we Wizard's Lightning face, or do we Wizard's Lightning this Chainwhirler? I think I have to kill the Chainwhirler. So, full control. I don't want to miss this trigger. I think there's a window for it anyway, but I hit the control button just to make sure. Then I turn it back off when the Chainwhirler trigger is on the stack in the moment I want to cast something. All right, reload, reload. Our creatures did their job in a way. They got our opponent's life total to where we can race back against all of their burn. All right. Skewer as well. Light up the stage. There's a Skewer and a mountain. God. What can you do? What can you do against these decks? Do they have 3 more damage up their sleeve? But that's why we play red too. It's just able to do that good. All you can do is hope. And don't hope too hard. We do get our booster pack. Let's open it up and see what we get. Filling up our rare wild card. We're just a little ways away from another Chainwhirler. And we hit a Runic Armasaur. So nothing here to help our deck. That happens in packs sometimes. It is the price of packs. Which, by the way, let's go ahead and grab a few. We've earned up our gold count, so let's... do we want Ravnica Allegiance? I think so. We grabbed Light up the stage, but I'd still love Skewer the Critics, which is a common. And maybe we'll hit some other wild cards in the process. So the main way to get to things is by opening packs. As you see, this is filling up little by little. Electro Dominance is interesting, but it's for big mana decks, which we're not really playing. So get used to buying and opening packs with your gold. You can buy into events too. You can do limited if that's what you enjoy. And Vault Progress feels bad. Theater of Horrors is a very fun card once we get into Rakdos, but no Skewer the Critics yet. But we have our rare. So let's go work on our deck a little bit more. I want my last Goblin Chainwhirler, please. I love him very much. And in commons, we can get a Fanatical Firebrand, but let's just get Skewering. There it is. Since we don't seem to open them naturally, we're going to have to cheat and wildcard craft, but don't feel too bad about that. It's the way of the world. All right, so we've said the Instigators are weak, and we kind of showed why. Like the last game showed the weakness of the Instigator. We're also starting to get to where the 5-drops, I'm not sure if we want this many. As the more Light up the stage and Skewer the Critics we get, the less our 5-drops help us. But we've seen them all shine a bit. And I can't cut the lands until I cut the 5-drops. So I think it's time to start the trim somewhere, though. Of the worst of them, it's hard to say. I'll keep a mix, and we'll cut one of the Instigators. I guess I can change the name to Second Day Red. We'll do that at the end. I want that pack. Let's go win that pack. If we do that, we can call it a day. So why do I play ranked? Because there are at least rewards in the tiers for ranked. I don't want to pay to enter events until I'm more confident in my deck. And regular play mode, you would think that would be where you could go to possibly play against some janky brews and win some games, but it's not. Everybody plays at least as difficult of decks there as they do on ladder. So at least at ladder, you're getting paired against somebody of equal rank. In play mode, you could get paired up to somebody with all the mythics. So I don't do it. I think that ranked is the place to be, although it still feels awkward to be playing ranked with a deck that isn't, in my opinion, fully formed yet. So do I keep this? I'm really going to need that third mountain. This is a pretty tough one. I would definitely keep a 7-card hand, though, that was like this, but if I never draw the third mountain, the Chainwhirlers might not be useful. Skewer the Critics is basically a removal spell. I think I'm going to bottom it. I either want lands to play my Chainwhirlers or higher impact cards. I think that Shock is about the lowest impact card I could reveal there that I can cast. And Regret starts to sink in almost immediately, but still, Chainwhirler against Merfolk, it's not bad. Command Speaker is just a 1/1, but it becomes a 2/2 with an island or any other fish on the battlefield. And there's the island. And there is the Mistbinder, right on time. No blocks this time. We're going to need to strike that Mistbinder. So we'll say go. We'll see how the opponent, if they attack again. And possibly we can trap them with the Footlight Fiend. So if the opponent attacks, the plan is to block the speaker. Okay, well that's obnoxious. But they have another one. Everything coming up Merfolk, but they did leave us a really good block. So we can go to blocks. Footlight Fiend can block the Mistbinder. And then we Lightning Strike this Mistbinder. This goes down to a 2/2. Footlight Fiend will deal a final point of damage because of its Dies trigger, which will kill the other Mistbinder. So we killed their two most important creatures. Yay! Now we can play a Chainwhirler. Even without the trigger doing anything, it's going to be a very hard creature for the Merfolk deck to block. And if they are holding 1 toughness creatures, maybe now we can get them to play them. Because they might be playing careful around the first Chainwhirler. They rarely play around the second one. Okay? I'm interested to see where the Jade Bear puts its +1/+1 counter. Yes, that's what we wanted. Well, this is how First Strike works, Merfolk Mage. First Strike means your creature dies, mine does not. We'll just let that sit in. See whether or not they want to concede from shame. No? How about now? Sorry, it's kind of mean, but it is what it is. How the tables got turned. Our opponent doesn't have too much to be upset about. They made it to silver without learning how First Strike works, or without playing against Goblin Chainwhirler, from what I can tell. It's an important lesson, and as you climb the ladder, Merfolk Mage, you will have to get used to Goblin Chainwhirler. Silvergill Adept again, and there's the concession. We knew the tilt was coming, it was just a matter of when. So, our reward is a Pillar of Origins, and we have a Pack of Allegiance. Now tomorrow we can earn a new deck, but like I said, I'm probably going to log into this account about once every 3 days when my quest bars are full. you can log in every day, and if you do your quests every day, you can earn another deck. So that is an option that you have as a player starting out the game. Let's see what we crack. We did get an uncommon and a common wild card and a Tesa. So let's go see how to spend our uncommon wild card and our common wild card. All right. So we've got an extra light up the stage from our pack. We could craft the 4th light up the stage and give ourselves more ways to do card advantage, which seems pretty fun. We also have, we can finish out the Wizard's Lightnings, which I think sounds pretty great. So I'll do that first, and then I think with common we'll grab another Skewer. Let's just say when it's all said and done, I want to be playing all of the burn spells. I have a deck in mind that only uses 4 rare wild cards, and therefore this Goblin Chainwhirler. The rest is commons, uncommons, and mountains. And what that deck looks like is it has basically 4 lightnings, 4 skewers, 4 light up the stage, 4 Chainwhirler, 4 Pyromancer, 4 strike, 4 shock, 4 Lavarunner, 4 Firebrand. And then I believe there's also some Flame of Keld and 21 mountain. So whether or not you even need the Flame of Keld, I'm not sure. Rekindling Phoenix has been shining so far. Let's cut back on... Still like Demanding Dragon and Charging Monster Sword, but Monster Sword is the weakest of them as it dies to a singular removal. And now let's start trimming some land so we flood out less frequently. I think we can still keep it at 23 and maybe pull one more 5-drop from the deck. So which is it? I think this one, I think the Siege Gang's the better damage output, so we'll end it there. Seems fine for the day, and we'll change our name over to Second Day Red. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you continue learning things about being a new player starting out, crafting red, getting good cards, and then using them to smash face, burn face, and seeing how far we can go in the arena economy without spending money. Thank you for watching. As always, I will see you in the next video. My YouTube channel is proudly supported by HauntedFlower.com. Shipping officially licensed apparel anywhere in the world, and now featuring Magic the Gathering apparel and accessories. If you use the promo code CGB at your checkout, you can save 10% on any order. That's the promo code CGB at checkout on HauntedFlower.com. That's HauntedFlower.com.